look at what a teacher of mine, Gary Ward, has described as cogs. And basically our body has 3 ranges of movement. Pretty much most muscles go backwards, most joints go backwards and forwards, side to side and rotating. And what happens with a lot of people is maybe they've had an accident or an injury where one of their joints stops moving in one particular direction, and this actually has a knock-on effect throughout the body. So our brain then rearranges everything to try and compensate for the area that's not moving. And even though that area may heal in time from the initial wound, the brain does not actually go, oh, that's not a problem anymore, so I can rearrange my body back to how it moved before. So what we're going to look at is how to almost recalibrate the body, to remind the body about how it needs to move and where the weight, literally going from the top of our head down to our feet, where the weight should be distributed whilst we're doing particular movements. So if that's not too confusing, you'll be able to watch cogs that go backwards and forwards, side to side and rotating. Right. Okay, so we're just going to have a little look at where your weight is distributed going down through your body. So what can happen if we have too much weight going down more one side of the body than the other, then our joints can be more compressed and more pressurized and get very uncomfortable. So we're just going to have a look. We're going to start with, where do you feel your weight going down through your feet? So just standing still, if you imagine slicing through your feet, putting a line here halfway and a line there. So you've basically got 4/4 of your feet, 1, 2 on both sides. So I want you to just have a sense of where is the weight going down. And it may well be different on the left foot to the right foot. So do you feel that you have more weight going through the front of the foot, on both feet, or the back of the feet, maybe more on the side of the feet, the inside and the outside? And just starting to notice how that feels in your body, whether it feels balanced or not balanced. So that's the first thing you can do, and just to try and even out where the weight is going down so that you feel you've got an even amount of weight going down through both legs. If that's not something you find particularly easy to do, then we'll look at something else. What happens if you bend one knee, so just bend it, keeping the other leg completely straight and the knee locked? Do you feel your weight going down through the bent leg or the straight leg? And this is something I do with clients all of the time, because if you feel your leg, if you feel your weight going down through the bent leg, then actually gravity and your center of mass is compressing muscles in the wrong way. So if you have weight going down through the bent leg, just see if you can very gently bring your weight back onto the opposite leg. You should be able to lift up the bent leg, and even when you place it back down on the ground, still keeping the weight in the straight leg. And so now let's do that with the opposite leg. Again, as you bend it, have you got weight in the bent leg or the straight leg? And if you feel a compression going down through the bent leg and the weight going down, just notice in your body, how does it feel? Does it feel heavy and squashed compared to if you just bring the weight on to the straight leg? And then you should notice a feeling of space and lightness going down through the side of the body with the bent leg. Now this is a great exercise that you can do wherever you are, and it's something I get people with back pain doing a lot. So whether you're boiling the kettle, standing in a supermarket queue, this is a little experiment you can do to just make sure that you're not compressing the areas of your body with too much weight, which can then cause all kinds of pain conditions. So if you can just move between that, making sure that what you're not doing is shifting right out to the side, but that your pelvis is more like a seesaw, going up and going down. So the bending of the legs should be almost as if you have planes of glass on either side of you, or walls, so that your pelvis literally is going up and down. It's not going side to side. That's a whole other exercise. It has a place, but that's not what we're looking for when we're looking at where is the center of your body weight going down. And once you can correct this, and you know that you can have all your body weight going down through the straight side of your leg, then all kinds of other problems in joints in your body will just very gently start to get different messages from the brain, and muscles will start to release. So what's very important with the frontal cogs is that we know that our pelvis and our rib cage and our neck can our skull can move up and down. So when you do these cogs, I want you to imagine you've got a wall on both sides of you, okay? So what you can't do is this. That's a whole other thing. What we want is, imagine you've got your walls and we just want the pelvis to drop up and down, okay? Like this. So if you look at my pelvis, if there was a line there, it would be like a seesaw going up and down. Once you feel you can do that, then we want you to get your rib cage going up and down. And what I'm not doing here is pulling my shoulder up to take my rib cage. If you look at my shoulders, they really shouldn't be doing anything other than moving through air, because my rib cage is moving from my sternum. So hopefully that's quite evident as you look at me. Now this is something that clients can find really difficult, both this movement and a backwards and forwards movement of the rib cage. But for the frontal plane, it's all about the up and down, okay? And the neck is not such an issue usually for people going side to side, although what a lot of people want to do is when they take the rib cage to one side, they want to take the head with them, and that's not how it works. We need the rib cage to work independently of the neck, and then the neck to work independently of the rib cage. And then we put all of this together, which is where we would let the pelvis go down, the hip would drop, the rib cage would then come up. So where we've got the dropped hip, we have the shoulder tipping up, so we open away from each other on this side and close together. The hip and the rib cage close tightly together on that side, and then the opposite. And the head will close, so while this area shortens, this area is opening, while this area is closing and shortening, this area is opening. And we just move between that. No pushing out, remember those walls on either side, and that way you will start to get really good movement, contraction and release of all muscles that help your body move from side to side. Okay, so we're now going to look at what are called sideways cogs, and again this is something that I learnt in my training with Gary Ward with the anatomy and motion model. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend one leg, and if you've watched my previous video, you'll see how important it is that when you bend a leg, you need to make sure that your weight is going down through the straight leg on the other side. So when you bend that knee, your hip is going to drop, and then I want you to take your arm up and just poke it as if it's pointing just above your opposite shoulder. Okay? And then we're going to then we can straighten the knee and release the arm, and then again bend the knee and take the arm up So we're just doing this. And what you're going to feel is how you are opening up your waist and you're getting a lovely pull. So it's not just doing a sideways stretch, but as you drop the knee, it's like you open from above and below. And this is just a fantastic release for the pelvic area, for the rib cage, and it's a lovely stretch that goes all the way up through your arms. We don't want bent arms, we don't want anything like this. We want your elbow to be extended and your fingers to be as extended as possible. And we just come in and out, in and out. And we want you doing it on the other side as well. So again, releasing, dropping the hip, raising the rib cage, in and out, in and out. Now what I'm not doing here is taking my head with me. So you actually want your head to try and stay still, even though your rib cage is moving up. We don't want our head going too. So this is a frontal cog, and it just gets the rib cage moving, the pelvis moving, and it's all about dropping the hip, raising the rib cage, but keeping the head still. Okay? Hi everyone, this is Victoria, and hopefully you just really enjoyed that video and got lots of useful information. Please subscribe, press the button and subscribe to the Excel Therapies channel, because there's going to be lots more interesting videos coming relating to nutrition or movement or body work, and also videos about the way we think, meditation, beliefs, all kinds of things. So basically a whole bunch of stuff relating to how we feel and what can help us feel better. Also, please leave your comments if there's any more information that you would have liked to know about, or you know, whatever the videos bring up for you, please give me feedback, because it will give us more things to think about to make new videos for. So hopefully you'll subscribe, and then you'll automatically get the next videos when they come out. So until next time, thank you for watching, and see you again soon.